Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 2023 September gold bracket of our speed tournament. Just two gold brackets left. We take November off, and then it is full speed ahead into our championship. We've got 5 matches to kick off the brackets for you. I'm joined to start the start of the stream, rather. My name is JB Henry, by the way. I'm sure most of you know that, but for those of you who aren't, hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm joined by the man who writes my paychecks, Chris Bidwell. How you doing, Chris?
I am fantastic, Mr. JB. Glad to do this again with you. It's been a while.
It's it's it sure has. It's good to be back up here.
And looking at our bracket this month, it's that time of the year. It's Clinchmas time, and we found out that Adelito has clinched the number one seed for our finals in December. But he's still here again, looking to punch another ticket. He'll be playing tomorrow against Betty B. But first up, I specifically requested this match. So my good friend Packy619, the number one seed this month, who got a PB actually, so you know he's on fire, versus Larva 12, who I don't want to spread rumors or anything, but these two might be an item. So this might be a little extra motivation in this match. What do you think?
I think it might be motivation. Winner buys dinner. But before we get to that, we do need to mention one very important thing. If you want to meet your favorite Dr. Mario players in person and maybe even have a crack at the World Championships of Versus, I've got news for you. We'll see you in just a couple of months over at Torg, the Ohio Retro Gaming Expo, for the Dr. Mario versus World Championship. I'll be there. Bidwell better be there,
Hope so.
and a lot of your other favorites there as well. We'll see if Swang can defend his World Championship. We'll also have the debut of our immunity pool. There's some great guests there. The voice of Mario himself, Charles Martinet, is going to be there. And we hope to see you there. For more details, I believe the website is torgexpo.com.
Sure, somebody, Larva or somebody will put that in chat for us. We're going to 2 days this year, so we get our full fleshed out tournament instead of hurrying up and doing it all one day. We're gonna have qualifiers on Saturday the 11th and our bracket play on Sunday the 12th. So it's gonna be nice and long and brutal and fantastic gameplay. We expand our field to 48 players. This one's gonna be special.
And I am going to make sure I am in the same pool with you for preliminaries because I
Oh,
want a
dude, bring it on!
rematch. But
Bring it on!
we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get into our first match. Packy versus Larva. This is the third time they've met. Packy is 2-0, looking to make it 3-0, but Larva posted a PB herself, and we're ready to get onto that action here. A great gold bracket, as you're seeing on our screen. A lot of big matchups, a lot of players that you know well, and some folks that, at least from my aspect, I haven't seen. I've been away from Dr. Mario for a little bit, but raring to go and back here as we get to our first matchup
One more
here
thing I'll bring up.
momentarily.
One more
Oh,
thing
go
I'll bring
ahead.
up about this month's bracket. Everybody got a level 17 this time around. In fact, I think our
That's the
top
first time.
silver player was also a 17. I don't have all those stats in front of me, but
Yes.
pretty crazy competition going that last week in a qualifying. People were upping their already good scores, so this is a heck of a way to end our year with these, as the kids say, fire
Ah.
scores.
And as a testament to how long I have not been here, we have a quick precap. So we're going to throw it over to Swang and Savage
Yeah.
Octagon for our gold bracket precap. Take it away.
I'm Swang.
And I'm Savage Octagon. It's time once again for your regularly scheduled dose of Dr. Mario news. It's the monthly precap show. In Versus News, the monthly checkup was earlier this week. As of this recording time, a monthly checkup champion had not yet been crowned, but we've seen a diverse crowd of winners in the past few months, such as Adelito, Hibimato, and of course, my co-host Swang. Thanks always to Leviticus for running the monthly checkup, and don't forget, check it out on our Discord.
And folks, it's coming up in less than 50 days. The Dr. Mario vs. World Championship is going to be here. You can catch the action over at the Torg Gaming Expo in Columbus, Ohio, the weekend of November 11 and 12. And last year was unbelievably hype, and I'm willing to bet that this year is going to be even better in terms of the skill, competitors, and of course, we can't forget about the lovely community. But wait, there's more. Events for 2024 are already in the works, with the first regional of the 2024 season being the Kansas City Retro on December 1st through the 3rd.
And now for speed news. Batten down the hatches, everyone, since things are getting wild. September was our biggest month ever for qualifiers, both in quantity and in quality. For the first time ever, we had enough 17 club quals to fill an entire gold bracket, and there are almost enough quals to fill out an entire silver bracket as well. Packy and Floyd earned the top 2 seeds with qual PBs. Will we start to see level 19s more often from the elite players? Time will tell.
And this bracket is quite the gauntlet. Boss rush all around, am I right?
You're so right.
Oh man, we have Frank making an appearance who we haven't seen since May, and Sarasparkle returns with her last tournament being all the way back in March. And on another note, there are a few players that are eligible for the end of the year championship by competing in the minimum of 3 tournaments. This month we want to welcome Sarasparkle, Flubs, Madtown, and Lilac Wafers.
In terms of our year-end standings, there are several excellent players such as Frank, Influx, Swang, and Floyd 1977 bunched up together in those 5th through 8th slots. Each of them only has 3 or 4 monthlies under their belts, but they've racked up quite a lot of points with their deep runs in those brackets. This means that the final months are going to have huge implication for those standings. Also, the top 16 are starting to pull away from the lower seeds with a 6-point gap separating the 16th and the 17th in our standings. So, every point counts.
And there we have it. That's going to be a wrap for this excellent DrMC pre-show. I want to thank my co-host, Savage Octagon, Oop the Librarian, and of course our restreamer, Theeedave. To all of our competitors, best of luck and do your best. But that's going to do it. For all of you at home, sit back, enjoy the show, and we will vitamin C you all back in a bit.
Thank you so much, Savage and Swang. We'll be seeing Savage a little bit later on tonight. Excuse me. I'm just so flustered. It's so long since I've been calling the gold bracket. But we'll be seeing Savage a little later taking on Dars. But Chris, we got to get to it here. Our first match of the night, Packy versus Larva. These two are very good players, and we've seen Larva put together a PB. She's been progressively getting better, and she's got to take on a 3-time versus world champ in Packy.
Oh man, you have to take on Packy with a beard. I was unexpected. That's a whole nother level of intimidation there. So
as a bearded fellow myself, I do appreciate the look. These players just getting into their warm-ups here, and we will be getting started just shortly. Our round 1 level block is levels 6 to 9. It'll be a very, very nice matchup between these two. We're looking forward to it as Larva looks like to be closing out level 6. And also Larva, a big contributor to DrMC, helping us with our weekly graphics and helped create that lovely immunity pool graphic that you see during our stream breaks.
not only that, she came to every every regional tournament this year to help out. So
Yeah,
mostly on her own dime. So big time MVP vibes from Larva.
definitely one of the hearts of this DrMC community. She likes to describe herself as aggressively Maryland. Packy likes to describe himself as passively San Diegan. And we're just waiting on readies from the chat here as Larva getting a little aggressively Maryland on John Nat Flindo in the chat. And we're just getting, I believe, a timer set for Larva, and we'll be all ready to go. A big shout out to Theeedave, our restreamer. And it looks like we are all set with timers. And we got 45 folks live in our chat. If you want to join us live, join us twitch.tv/the DrMC if you're watching us on YouTube. And thank you for watching us on YouTube. Hopefully you're subscribed to our YouTube channel as
I'll
well.
just say, speaking of YouTube, I'm not that smash that like button guy, but we're at around 950 subs. If we get to 1,000, we can start monetizing. So if you haven't, please consider subscribing and help us out a bit and cover our costs.
All right, we're off 3, 2, 1. Pills, and it is Packy, who is 2/3 of the way on the screen, and Larva, who is completely on the screen as we're off here. 28 viruses in level 6. Pretty distinct board layout for Larva. Has a huge gap right in the center of her board, Chris.
I don't like either of these boards. Packy has a wide cavern on the right side. Larva's kind of got a giant cavity in the middle. That's dentistry, not doctor talk, but it works in this particular case. But a lot of doubles on Larva's side too, so if the pieces come properly, then maybe she rushes through this. We'll see. But Pack, with the aggressive start already, he's got a 15 to 20 lead early on.
Yeah, Larva's problem is going to be that double stack of viruses on column 7, 8. Packy's very spread out, and as we know, Packy very aggressively plays high, almost has that down press duct taped, just down press, go, go, go. Larva very much more of a methodical player, tries to eye those combos, and again, we've seen her improve drastically over the years, and definitely deserving here of this 16 seed as she's going up against Packy with her PB in qualifying.
Yeah, she is currently set. Nice tee there by Larva, drop into the tee. She is sitting, I think, in the 16th position for the finals in December, so every little bit counts as we march toward that December final.
And players do get points just for being here in the gold bracket. The thing, as Packy out at a minute 23, the thing we should notice, Larva getting absolutely lack of blue, but also she made a misdrop earlier with that double red, and it's really handcuffed her as she's stuck with Expire on column 8.
Well, if she can just get the pieces, the red-yellow helps, but it's going to be a drill down, 2 drill down, so she's going to get through it, but it's going to be the slow way.
And that's okay. It's good to be methodical here. She's going to need some help. That double yellow is huge. It's going to drop the garbage down, but she is going to need to combo out to get that last red. Meanwhile, Packy over here is going to town here on this level 7, starting to address the bottom of his board immediately, and then with a blue-red drop down over in column 7, 8. Larva out just over 2 minutes. Nothing to be, really feeling really bad about here. Is it's just the first game, and Packy could make a mistake here and open the game back up.
It wasn't again with Pack's board. It was viruses more concentrated at the bottom of the screen, which in a speedrun situation does slow you down a bit. You kind of want more at the top, but you can see he is steadily getting near the end of his level 7 here with 7, 8 to go.
And it is very much yellow stacked, but Packy does have the options here. He is going to go horizontal on those 2 yellows in row 4, and he is going to underclear the blue, and now getting everything he needs, just some yellows, and he'll be out really rocking through the 7, out at a 254 halfway through this first game.
Yeah, anything sub 3, you're in a good position through the first 2 boards.
And Larva's playing a very, very strong 7, Chris. Looking to set up for a nice cross drop, and is going to get it. She's down to 7 viruses here. Really great recovery from what was a very shaky start. Really playing aggressively here, and it seems like she's going to be able to clear this out very, very easily. And with this time, she looks like she's going to be doing this in under 90 seconds, which is an excellent time.
Absolutely. Yeah, the 90 seconds is like your good on pace. Getting under that's important, but especially after the rough start on level 6. So down to difference about 18.
And Larva's got a speedrunner's delight on those bottom 2 rows. A lot of doubles, can go horizontally or vertically on them. Really, really good options for her here. Chooses to drop, could have gone under clear, prevented a little bit of drop time. We'll see how that affects her game here as she makes a nice horizontal clear on those blues in row 3 and has a lot of options now for those yellows in columns 5 and 6.
This is when you want that red burst, and she got one, but not the burst.
And if she's smart, that's a great play. That's the optimal play right there. And setting up that double yellow on top of that red looks like a misdrop, but as she does clear the garbage off, if she had gotten the double red there, she could have dropped that yellow down and set up. Packy out at 9, though, at a 422.
Yeah, sub 5 through 8 is excellent.
Yeah, Packy does hold the all-time record for the 6 to 9 block. A blazing fast time here, well under 6 minutes. Just let me get the appropriate time here. He's done it in 5 minutes and 20 seconds, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. And he's off to the races here. Has a little bit of garbage in the center of his board with that little blue fragment, but gets the center of that board cleared out. Meanwhile, Larva down to 4 red viruses, and yeah, absolutely making the right play here. She's going to try to stack and maybe prevent some drop time. And ooh, an unfortunate garbage clear there. That does take a little bit of time off the board, and it looks like maybe she's going for a sweet tea here, Chris.
Yeah, you're gonna go swag. Why not? Tucks
Absolutely.
that blue-red under there to set up the tee. Gets out of 515. Not bad against mortals, but when you're facing Packy, you kind of have to go a little extra. And we'll see how this ends up here. But she doesn't get lapped.
And that's important. And Larva's PB is a 647 on this 6 to 9, as Packy is looking to de-sandwich that blue over in column number 8, and is just focusing red blue over on columns 2 and 3 here at this point. No yellow to speak of. Larva making a nice tuck and getting a 0 drop clear, getting that double stack. And looks to be well in control here on 9. Looks like a little bit of trouble on that garbage, but if you're going to get garbage stacked too high, that's extremely helpful. It opens up your options to clear it out and maybe set something up better for you. Meanwhile,
last 3
took the words right out of my mouth. Packy's looks like he's gonna have to manually clear them. He kind of blocked himself off there, and he will have to combo out more than likely. Hopefully, looking for a double red, but that blue red absolutely helpful. Out at a 622, he'll take game number 1, and Larva here looking to finish up her 9 here. We'll see if she decides to finish it out.
GG's Pack. It didn't pull a Padres and lose in the extra innings, so good job there.
Shout out to S-Drop in our chat. I'm getting a watch party of mine going. Yes, please bring us the Dr. Mario Speed watch parties. We love seeing it. And especially watch parties for our championship in November for Versus, the premier Dr. Mario event. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going to have stuff going on all that weekend. We're going to have some fun stuff on Friday night on the stream. We'll have our qualifiers on Saturday, and obviously the championship on that Sunday the 12th. We're busy. We'll also have our second channel, DrMC2, the DrMC2, I should say. We'll have half of the action. As all of our matches this year will be on stream in the bracket play.
And we do a lot of fun things out at Torg, out in Columbus. We have a live event at one of the barcades out there, and usually a decomp stream after everything is done. We had one last year where we did like coach mode on Tecmo Bowl, and Vince and Chris played RBI baseball, and you know it's a good fun casual stream. So definitely join us for that too.
All right. Packy at match point, up 1-0. We have readies in the chat. We're going to count them down here. In bot. There it goes. 3, 2, 1, pills.
And off we go. Packy looking to put this away. Winner buys dinner.
Well, I mean, and that's double incentive because that's like crab cakes if Larva's having to cover dinner and
ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with a good crab cake. We're off here in game number 2. Larva has a very split board, a lot of stuff on the top that she's going to have to work on. Not too many opportunities for horizontal plays. Also has that bit of blue garbage in column 5 she'll need to address. Nice recovery there. Almost made a miss drop, but has everything well in control, and off to a strong start here. Packy down to 14 viruses, so this is a lot closer than as we saw in game number 1.
Larva's you're gonna need super precision play here. She's having to tuck every single piece because most of her viruses are at the bottom of the board. For me as a viewer, I enjoyed these boards more with the viruses spread out, and it requires a lot more creative solutions than a typical punched up board in the higher levels where it's a lot more obvious where you're going to place all your pieces. But unfortunately, when you're facing Pack, all of this time delay of having to make these builds is letting Pack get out at a 66 seconds
Yeah, I saw a minute 5 as that went off. So Packy absolutely blazing through level 6 before we could even finish our points there. And Packy trying to earn enough points here. He needs to either win outright in this tournament or he needs to finish 7 points ahead of Watchma. And if he does that, he locks up seed number 2 for our December finals for speed. Meanwhile, Larva is down to her final virus, just needing that last red, and hopefully the doctor serves up a red. He likes to, except when you need it, and there it is, a minute 46 for Larva. Big improvement over her first round, and a good board here for Larva on 7.
Oh, I love this one. You knock out 4 with 1 pill right there.
It's incredibly satisfying to do, whether you're a speed or a casual player, just to knock out 4 viruses with two pieces. It's just feels so good every time.
It's almost like it gives you that boost of confidence that you tend not to feel you deserve playing this game.
Right.
So you take it when you can get it.
Larva with I like this idea that Larva has here,
cool.
setting up that combo into a sweet tea drop and then setting up for the double horizontal. Excellent play there by Larva. That's what I mean by the improvement that we've seen by her.
228 though, jeez.
Packy is playing like he wants to buy Larva dinner. And off we go as, might have been a bit of a mistake there on Larva's part on that bottom section. We'll see how she decides to course correct there. She is trying to get those outlier 2 viruses, and if I'm Larva here, I'm probably ignoring that blue virus in column 8 till the very end.
Yeah. Maybe if you get a double blue, you can stick it over there.
And
right on cue.
Looks like she's gonna thought about the tuck, didn't go for it, got the double, so now that tuck's made her relevant, which happens and is frustrating every single time as a speed player. You never really want to see things like that happen, and now Larva's forced to clear this blue. That's going to force a drop and means that she is going to have to clear that top red virus last. And hopefully she gets that red before a top out here.
Okay.
A little dangerous, out at a 329.
Medium
Yes, and that is important. Packy playing on high speed, Larva playing on medium speed. That means basically the rate of the pill drop is about a rate of 10 lower between medium and high. However, what's interesting to note is on medium and high speed, the speed of the pill entering the bottle is the same. That's not the case when playing on low speed, as it goes excruciatingly slow. Meanwhile, Packy here is going to get a quad T. Beautiful play there. 30 viruses to go on 9. He's just crossed 4 minutes, Chris, and he has less than 30 viruses to go. This is amazing what we're seeing out of Packy right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of new players have entered the upper echelon since our first couple of seasons, and Pack's a legend, and he's showing why right here. Maybe some players have overtaken him, obviously Adelito and others, but don't mess with Pack. Look at how he's going right here.
Yeah, he's the board vision he has is just phenomenal, especially at the rate of speed he plays. It's this is how you learn how to play this game quickly, is just watching Packy and just seeing how quickly and how snap he's making these decisions, and obviously looking at his next pill and making decisions off that is such an important strategy. And we're seeing Packy here. He's going to drop this down, get a T cross. This is phenomenal. He's in with a shout here. He's going to need some help on that right side, but he could definitely look at a new record here. He'll need some help in 10 seconds, though, so maybe not, but still well into sub 6 territory.
Get out of this slap situation, though, so GG's Larva on that.
Yeah.
But this is, I don't know all the fire times, but this is going to be right up there.
This is a level of speed we rarely get to see. And Packy out at a 5:31.
5:31, and did you notice all of that garbage on his board in the blue-yellow? Like, if the RNG had agreed with Pack, that could have been close to 5 minutes.
That could have been a new record. And to put that into perspective, that 5:31 ties Influx from May of this year and Packy from 2021. So, and that I believe for a whole month was the record until Frank broke it the following month with a 5:23. Excellent run from Packy. He's going to take the match, and I'm sure Larva will be a great sport and not give him any sort of smack talk about that.
Well, it's
Aw,
been
GG's Packy, I love you.
I'm gonna cry.
Wonderful.
Well,
And also a
I
little
do love.
DrMC pillow in the background of Larva there. That's pretty
Very
cool.
cool. So, love you both. See you soon in Columbus. Thanks for having me on, JB. You're going to continue on commentary. I'm going to warm up for my match in a couple matches. And who was joining you to call this 8-9 match?
I believe it's the venerable Betty B will be joining me for that, so I'm excited for that, and to have her join me in the booth, and to have you join us on the other side of this break. We will be right back, and when we come back, it will be one of my fellow commentators, Savage Octagon, against one of our Canadians, Dars, 1988. Don't go anywhere. And I've been waiting a while to say this. This is the Dr. Mario Championship. Welcome back, everybody, to the Dr. Mario Championship. My name's JB Henry. So good to be back here, and it's so good to have you here. We, at last check, we had over 80 people watching. That's phenomenal. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Remember, we're here all weekend. We're here tomorrow for the remainder of rounds 1 and 2, and then on Sunday for semifinal Sunday. You'll definitely want to catch us for that. But right now, it's time to catch Savage Octagon and Dars. And joining me in the booth is Betty B. Betty, how are you? Long time no see.
Yes, fantastic to have you back, JB. We are loving you in the commentator booth. So, and I'm really looking forward to this next lineup of Savage versus Dars. They have played each other before, and Savage coming in with a qualifying score of 1726. She is taking the 8th seed, and Dars coming in with the 1731 for his qual at the 9th seed. So this is going to be a close matchup.
Yeah, and Dars is one of the DrMC OGs. He has been here since the very beginning in May 2020 and has always been a very good competitor. And we're hoping to see some success out of him and Savage Octagon. Savage rocking the lab coat here, one of our co-hosts of the pre-cap, which you can catch at the start of every stream here on the DrMC. And we're just waiting, I believe, on readies from our players here. Also, we need to, before we get started, make sure our player title plates are correct. Unless Packy is rocking an incredible Savage Octagon cosplay and Larva's rocking a Canadian Dr. Mario player cosplay. It looks like we got all that set up. All right.
That was spot on.
I think now we kind of have to have Packy do a Savage Octagon
Yep.
cosplay at DrMC 2023 here. Anyways, we've got readies. 3, 2, 1, and go. And Savage and Dars, both fantastic players, Betty. And as these boards go kind of similar, Savage has a bit of a gap at the top of her board, while there's a huge gap in the middle of Dars's board.
Yeah, but as you can see, Dars's board is a little bit started a little bit lower, so that will hopefully limit a little bit of drop time on his end. But they're making just great plays in order to bring this board down a little bit.
Yeah, and drop time is so important when you're playing on a speed, as these players are. Every row is about a quarter of a second. So if you're dropping 4 rows, that's a second where you're not doing anything. So it's a very, very key strategy we're going to see from these players. And Betty, as I'm seeing here, Savage down to 2 blue viruses and 2 red viruses, and Dars playing a very split board, and that 8th column looks a little bit worrisome for me.
Absolutely, yeah. And I know Savage actually tries to keep that color diversity as much as possible, as well as limit as much drop time. So he's seeing only 1 red left now. That's not what she probably wanted to see, but you can't really help it with some of these boards.
But Savage and Dars both have great endgame strats here. Dars with a single solitary red up at the top, and he's going to get a double red out first at a minute 15. Savage not going to be far behind here, going for that lovely L out at a minute 20. Very close first round so far.
That was an L out. We love it. And they're very close within just, well, actually, Savage just took the lead here. Yeah, their timers are squared up too. So what you see is what you get. Savage is, they tied it up. 24 viruses apiece. So that's great.
Yeah, and Savage is playing a very clean game here so far on this level 7. Dars as well. No, the only garbage really to speak of is incredibly manageable. It's a stack of 3 yellows in column number 6, and he'll just need 1 yellow, and he's probably hunting for that yellow blue, and he gets it. And he drills it down. He's going to set himself up for a really nice triple combo, taking 3 off, and these players still neck and neck, Betty.
Yeah. Savage no longer has any need for blue on her end, but she's making some really good tuck plays. She's probably going to take these reds maybe horizontally on the bottom, but it needs to clear their blue, and that's what she did. So exactly what you do when you want to not have as many red that you need. So she's going to take those out, just needing 1 more red. There we go, and out at a 232.
Excellent play there by Savage. Dar's struggling a little bit here. That column 8 looking maybe to de-sandwich that yellow up in row number 5. No, he does go for the underclear. That does make this situation a bit dicey, especially with that yellow-red stacked on top, because that's going to clear everything out. Now he's forced to go vertical, and he's going to have to deal with drop time one way or the other. A little bit of a frustrating way to end 7, but he's out at a 3-minute flat. We'll see if he can recover here, as he's got a pretty neatly put together 8.
Yeah, and Savage has just been taking her board down really methodically, making sure to have that level playing field to not cause any more drop time than needed. So has been clearing out a lot of really quick clears.
Right, absolutely. And Savage keeping that board elevation overall low, no stragglers up on the top rows. She is a little bit bunched in that lower right-hand section. We'll see what she decides to do there, and she decides to do a drop cross. Excellent play there, and she is down to 11. Dars, though, playing magnificently here so far in 8 down to 16.
Yeah, but on Savage's side, she really just has all this blue. But I love the way she's prioritizing so she could make that yellow horizontal and not ruining any of the buildups that she's doing. And look at this, a little slight off kilter fat log. We love those. Lightning log, we call them. And she is going to be out first, and blazing time on her end as well. 4:07, wonderful time out of 8.
Excellent play there by Savage. That was a minute and change, because I believe she was out at about 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Dars had a bit of a critical play. I don't know if he didn't see it, but he had the opportunity to double clear the yellows in row 2 horizontally. Didn't take that opportunity and really would have opened things up on his board. However, he does have a lot of options here to clear things out either horizontally or vertically. I love that combo by Dars, and he is going to get exactly what he needs. Combos out, 438, but he is playing behind here as he goes into 9 down by 14.
Yeah, and Savage has not lost back-to-back round 1s since in a long time, so we know she's not wanting to repeat losing in the first round. So she is playing with all cylinders for sure.
Betty, you of all people would know about taking Savage out in round 1, as he did last year at the Versus Championships, and an epic game. I strongly urge you go watch that. It's possibly one of my favorite Versus matches ever.
We were fangirling out of just being at Torg and enjoying just everything that event has to give to us. So,
and right now, Dr. Mario giving Savage Octagon a bit of a hard time. She's got 4 viruses to go. Looking maybe for a drill down here, a blue-yellow. She is going to get it, and a red-yellow would be great. It would be optimal. Not going to get it, though, but Savage is going to take this with an excellent time, Betty, a 5:42, which I believe is a PB by 1 second. Her previous PB of a 5:43, so PB strats, baby.
And look you can tell she was excited for that. She, in chat, you saw her say, "Oh, ready to get my stuff handed to me." Well, hand it right back, SO, because that was amazing work. A 5:42, I believe, and that is a wonderful time.
And yeah, Savage's reactions are always the best, and that cemented it there with a 5:42, a new PB. Ties her with Riggs and Influx for 15th all-time best 6 to 9. Excellent work there, and Dars played phenomenally. Got handcuffed on a couple of spots, but did play overall very well. And again, Dars is no slouch at this game. He's been here since the beginning, and we've seen him make some pretty deep runs before, and we've seen him come back from situations like this.
Yeah, do not count Dars out at all. They are very similar with their average scores, so it's all in that maybe the RNG. So this game giveth and taketh away. So we shall see in this game too of who will get that second crown.
And we have a countdown for game 2. Dars looking to force a decider. Savage looking to move on. The winner of this faces Packy, and if it's any indication of what we saw earlier from Packy, that is going to be a very, very wild second round for whoever gets to face
I
it.
can't wait.
Meanwhile, we are off to the races here. The first 10 seconds, taking a look at these boards. Savage has a bit of a couple of clusters that are scattered. Kind of the same deal here for Dars. Has a lot of red blocking that top line, and it looks like he might be aiming for a horizontal clear to drop the red or the double blue. But the problem I'm seeing, Betty, is there's really nothing to support a horizontal clear, and I think he's noticed that as he's cleared it away.
Yeah, and I was seeing the same thing where not a lot of color diversity on Dar's side, whereas Savage had like basically a place for every pill that I was seeing. So
Right.
it was a really, and she's been playing it cleanly. So definitely, as you see that she's kind of pulling away. Now, there we go. She is at 11 viruses, and Dars is still trying to get that 13th virus off the board, and the pills are just not coming.
Yeah, and Savage very much has momentum on her side. You know, you get that rush of getting that PB, it drives you to play even better, and we're starting to see that out of Savage here. Even though this has been a bit of a struggle session on this end game, we'll see what she does here. Gets this double and has that easy yellow clear. It's likely going to be a vertical clear for both of these remaining two. Meanwhile, Dars is hung up on that double red that we see in columns 2 and 3. He's likely going to be forced to underclear here or build a foundation to get a double red, and that's exactly looks like what he's doing there, Betty.
Yeah. And you were speaking of like a PB strat of like, getting into that playing fast, but it could also do the opposite. It's done the opposite for me. You get that first game, that surge of energy. It could do the opposite and make you maybe misplay, but that's not what's happening in Savage's case. She is definitely clearing away these viruses very swiftly.
And Dars is starting to storm back here. He's down to 28. He's got himself a really nicely stacked board in the middle that really eliminates early drop time. It may make the end game a little bit more precarious. We'll see what he does here. But he's playing strong, down to 21. Savage down to 14. She does have a bit of a split here, and looks like she's going to get a nice little friendly cluster there, and is setting up for a whole bunch of options now in that lower right corner.
Mm-hmm. But again, down to one, needing one red, but she's able to. She's not getting red from the doctor, so that's at least a good thing there. But yeah, Dars, blue, please, doctor, because that is all you can see on his board right now.
Yeah, we call it the Eiffel 65 board, or at least we are now. Anyways, but a nice garbage drop transition there from Dars. He's now just got to focus on clearing the spire, and a very fortuitous clear in column 8, and a nice tuck play, really starting to clean things up, and a drill down. So a really, really good end game here from Dars, and very fortunate position here, because now he can free clear that final red with no drop time to worry about, as the game will just automatically advance and doesn't worry about the drops. Out at around a 317. He's going into 8, a bit behind here by about half a level.
Yeah, Savage is already halfway through this level and just blazing, trying to repeat that sub 6 she had prior. So gosh, just watching her work, it's like precision. So that doctor's lab coat that she wears sometimes is really putting in work.
Absolutely. The big problem on Savage's side, though, Betty, is she is down to 1 red virus. So red is really, really not a great play anywhere on the board, especially with the red tucked in as far as it is in that 8th column. She is going to have to force to drop it down. But if Savage can get a yellow burst here, she can really do some damage.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking maybe she's going to be taking these viruses horizontally. Yeah, it looks like that is the best play, just to clear out as many yellows as possible, because the dock is not giving her. Yep.
And a double yellow.
I hold it.
Beautiful.
I take it back, Mario. Okay.
At a blazing fast 4 minutes and 20 seconds, Savage
Beautiful.
Octagon gets into level 9. Meanwhile, Dar's down to 11 viruses here. Again, a bit of a dicey garbage situation, and he's choosing to drop it down. It does eat away some time, but it does open things up. He can't underclear those double reds, which is unfortunate, but he can definitely take some other steps here and try to get some things forced out. I think he's going to force down for a double in those bottom 2 rows, Betty. This is a nice play.
Yeah. I saw that being built, and it really is speaks to the way Dars typically plays, is looking for those setups and those combos. So while you might not see his virus go down that quickly, he's always looking for that big play to take out a lot of viruses.
And Dars is very good at playing against adversity with bad garbage or bad RNG.
Mm-hmm.
He is out at about a 518. He is about 16 viruses off the lead and has a really good board, all things considered. A lot of opportunities for vertical and horizontal double clears, which you really, really want to see on that last level.
Yeah. Lots of doubles. Oh gosh, he's doing fantastic work. But Savage, again, keeping that very even line, and that just lets her make 0 drop clears so quickly and just taking this all down.
But meanwhile, it is down to 26 here, and a pretty good color diversity so far on Dars's board, although he's got 3 yellows left. They are tucked in a bit. I do like that decision by Dars. Open up the remaining yellows, see what you can do. He really needs some red help as well. He's blocked all over the place by red.
Yeah, and Savage is just needing a few more pills here, but Dars is closing in on the virus now, just 10 viruses behind. So needing some help on maybe the RNG on Savage's side, but she's getting the colors she needs. Just the setup of the board is not conductive to get those viruses all at once.
Dar's now down to 9. He's going to drop down. He's at 7. Savage is at 4. Dar's now at 6. Has a lot of blue he needs to work with. He's going to have to make a decision, and he's making good ones now. He's down to 3. Savage down to 2.
Oh
Savage just needing 2 yellows. This could be close. There's the yellow, 645, 647 by 2 seconds. Savage squeaks out a match victory. What a phenomenal finish, and an amazingly strong finish by Dars. He kept that very, very close.
Oh, I'm so glad you were in the booth when it was that close. That's when you shine, JB. So happy to hear the JB excitement come out.
Well, it comes out when these players play exceedingly close, and you saw it happen there. Dars kept that amazingly close, could have pulled it out, but you love seeing those less than 5-second games. They keep things exciting. What a phenomenal way to win for Savage. Heartbreaking for Dars, but you can't be mad at the effort you put in on that 9 to keep it that close.
Congratulations to both competitors. Nothing to be ashamed of there. But Savage is going on, and she will be playing Packy in her second round match tomorrow.
She absolutely will be, and we've got another match coming your way. Betty's going to be joining John Dat Flindo as we have our 6th-seeded Dawnvenure versus the 11th-seeded Chris Bidwell. We'll see that on the other side of this break. This is the Dr. Mario Championship.
Hi, welcome back to our September Gold Bracket Speedrunning Tournament. I am Betty B Plays G's, and I am joined in the booth with John Dat Flindo. Welcome in, Flindo.
Thank you, Betty. It's great to be here. Hey, we're bringing our next match, our number 6 seed Dawnvenure versus our number 11 seed Chris Bidwell, BSG 4000, who you heard from earlier in the booth. Betty, this is going to be a heck of a match.
It is, and it's actually a match that I'm really looking forward to see, as the results of this will deem who I go against once I, take out Adelito tomorrow.
Absolutely. Hey, this is, as I said, this is going to be a great match. On paper, the favorite is Dawn, but we've seen Chris Bidwell just really improve in the past couple months, and he's been doing some really great things. I'm really excited to see how this match is going to go. We have a ready from Dawn. We have a ready from Bidwell.
Are we going to get that classic countdown? Dawn was going between medium and high. That's kind of scared me. I know them as a medium player. Everybody's watching the chat. There we go.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, pills. And we are underway. Dawnvenure out of the gate first. Look at all the double potential on his board, Betty. That's fantastic. And taking that double red, seeing the double yellow that he had in his next box and setting that up to drop down on the red below. Really nice heads-up play there by Dawn.
Yeah, I really liked that, I wasn't seeing much access to red, and they just instantly made red access at the very beginning. So very good. But on Bidwell's side, again, it kind of split board. A lot there's was a hole in that column 3, but taking out some of these pills with the red blitz that he got there.
Yeah, Bidwell's got a lot of yellow and blue on his board that he's going to have to work out, and he's making some really great plays with what he's got. But Dawnvenure just killing this level 6. He's just destroying this level 6. He only needs 3 more blues. Mario not quite cooperating with, or 3 more reds, excuse me. Then there they are in the form of 2 singles and a double red out at a 105 into his level 7 is Dawnvenure. Chris Bidwell struggling though to stay caught up here, Betty.
Yeah, it has a little bit of trash that they're dealing with, and trying to probably clear out that red so that they can drop and get the yellows. Yep. Good play there, and also set up to get that yellow horizontal, which is what it looks like they're doing. So, but yeah, Dawn is just playing lights out on this, and they have met before, and Bidwell did take the match back in 2021, but this is a different Dawn that we're seeing, and has had multiple level 17 quals since. So this is amazing matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always fun to see those matches where you haven't played in a couple years and you know that the other person has improved immensely, and you know the nerds have got to be going on both sides. But Dawn here is just showing why he is where he is seated in this bracket, and why he has the rank he has in the few tournaments that he's played this year.
Absolutely. Oh gosh, Bidwell's side, one last blue with all of those viruses on the board still. Geez, that board is not being kind, but definitely trying to take this down and maybe get some access to that blue. I see that they've been building up, trying to get a horizontal ready when they can. It looks like, but Dawn is down to just his last 3 viruses here.
Yeah, and this board for Bidwell, it's just, this is not what you want to see. I mean, even if you're playing by yourself as a speedrun, this is a board you just don't want to see. It's very split. He's got only access to red, finally opening up a little bit of yellow access as Dawn out at about a 304 into his level 8. And Bidwell's just doing everything he can, but I'm sure going through his mind right now are probably some words that we can't say here on stream.
There was some fat log potential there, and I don't know about you, but I was hoping he was going to take those red blues in a fat log, but didn't decide to do that, but still making awesome work, not taking any drop time in order to try and clear these, just needing a little bit more red to get out of this level. Come on, Doc. One more, and out at a 342, playing behind right now.
Yeah, and you clearly he's not happy with that. You see him shaking his head, kind of raising his eyebrows a little bit. But looking over at Dawn's board, it's kind of, I don't like it. A lot of blue and a lot of yellow at the top that he's working through. He's got 1 red left. And the thing about having a lot of blue is the least likely pill you're to get in Dr. Mario. So if you're left with a lot of blues, you can really get hamstrung pretty quickly and give your opponent a chance to get back into it if you're not careful.
But he is not wasting any blue, and you can see the priority that he's giving to it, making sure every single one counts. And you know, Dawn is just playing lights out and just needing a few more blues to get out of here. He's going to go for a monologue, as Savage likes to call it, just a huge line across the bottom of the board, and we love to see that too. Now, a little bit of a misplay did make it to where they need one more blue, but they are out at a 454.
454. But look at Chris Bidwell.
Coming back.
This level 8 has been just phenomenal for him. He's really getting back into this. And it's just like I said, Don had to wait on those last blues, and it really gave Bidwell a chance to get back into this. This red-yellow is going to be really nice for him, and followed by this blue, added a
Wow.
513. Really nice way to get back into this game there by Chris Bidwell.
That was beautiful work. And now we have ourselves another a game. Like, this is exciting because when you see them and you're like, oh well, this is decided now because of bad RNG, and to swing that back, great job, Bidwell. They are now within just 14 viruses of each other.
Yeah, Don is down to his final 16, though, setting up to clear these blues out horizontally, going to get it in the form of a double blue, and he does take the opportunity given to him, followed up by another double blue. Come on, game, where's this RNG when I'm playing?
Yeah, we know on some of your calls how RNG treats you. So hopefully that doesn't happen for our competitors here. With just 6 viruses left to go, Don just needing a little red help here. Wonderful drop clear, and just one more red to get out of here. And Bidwell's still a little bit behind. So Don out at a 628 and taking this first game, but Bidwell working well with what he was given.
Yeah, absolutely. Great play by both of our players. And, just the fact that Bidwell stayed in as close as he did is a true testament to just how skilled he is at this game, because that was a garbage seed, and you hate to see that.
We lost a competitor. Oh, they're coming back.
Yeah, we got him back.
All right, we got it ready from Bidwell. It's all that heat you're doing, Don. It's all that fever you're giving it.
Yeah, Team Fever, let's go.
Yes.
So that 628 for Dawn, that ties his average. And so it's really nice to see the consistency there as we have our 3, 2, 1, and say it with me, Betty, pills. Let's
Yay.
go.
Discord doesn't always allow us to say that at the same time. So wonderful getting me to do it. So
Yes.
oh, all the wow, what a Dawn just weaved that double blue in to make a wonderful clear. Oh my gosh, and the swims. Flindo, what do you think of that?
Yeah, he's doing exactly what I would do, so no complaints here.
As the captain of our swim team, right?
Absolutely. And not just that, some of the tucks that he's made too, but look at Chris Bidwell over here. He's got a bunch of red, but he's gotten some really nice pills to work through it. Currently 13-9, a slight advantage for Dawnvenure as we are into our second game here. But Chris Bidwell, if he can get a double red rush right now, then that would be just perfect for him. And he does get one double red. Unfortunately, the rush doesn't happen quite there yet, but followed by these red yellows. Wow, this RNG for Bidwell right now.
Yeah, it's insane. Maybe well, actually, what Don was doing there was making a platform. So if the yellow came first, that they would not have the drop time. So really forward thinking on Don's part, and already into his level 7. Bidwell just needing these reds. Come on.
Yep. And he's going to get it out at that 1:30 time, which is about what time you want to be out in these levels. So he's on a nice pace. We'll see if he can keep this pace here and get caught up to Dawn as we move into our level 7.
Mm-hmm. And Don just making some really wonderful plays at the top of his board. Gonna be having some drop time, I think, in wherever he goes, unless he makes some amazing platform that I didn't see. But yeah, you can see the drop time is allowing Bidwell to kind of try and catch up here.
Yeah, but Bidwell's got another really red heavy board, and so far Mario has just been giving him those blues and yellows. I'm finally going to get a little bit of red help here, but it's immediately going to be followed by a blue, double blue, and some more blue yellow. So RNG, again, just really not in favor of Chris Bidwell at the moment. We'll see how this plays out. Love the tuck down there to get the 2 horizontal yellows. Great play there.
Don just needing a few yellows on their end, decided to take the vertical first and then the horizontal and onto their level 8.
Yeah, and immediately sets up some garbage on top to get the horizontal that came later and drop it down. That's one thing that's really strong about Don's play. He has that board vision, able to look down further into the board and see where he can do stuff efficiently.
Yeah, and Bidwell's choosing to take these blues horizontal or vertically, which I don't know if I would have done, but it's working. And now just needing a little bit more help with blue and red. There we go, and one more red and perfect, and going to be out at a 327.
Yeah, Dawn electing to take a bit of drop time, which for those uninitiated into the Dr. Mario, I don't know what the word is, but knowledge, there we go, knowledge. It does take about a quarter of a second for each row that the virus drops. So when you take those big drops, you are taking a bit of a sacrifice with the drop time. But yeah, it's just a really great game here. Dawn down to 12. Chris Bidwell trying to get back into this with 25. Go ahead and talk about that, Betty, because I didn't see it.
On Don's side, a job clear to take out all of the yellow pills that were causing any trash on Don's side. It was awesome, and just within a few seconds, getting down to the last few viruses here in this level 8. But kind of struggling to see what they're going to be doing to clear that red. They've not gotten a few, or they've not used a few of their red blues in that situation. But here we go. The doctor provides, and taking a little bit of drop time there, but they are ahead, so that they have that luxury to do that. And
look at this, though. Chris Bidwell's going to get a big drop cross here. Boom!
The combo king is back.
Down to just 3 viruses remaining. But again, red and blue. I've made this joke before, but it's Chris Bidwell trying to play Halo here. This is Dr. Mario. This is the wrong game, man. There you go. 5-14 out.
But yeah, Bidwell is known for his combo plays, so it's awesome to get to see that a little bit. But as we're playing speed, it isn't always the time for it, but making some amazing plays and loving to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's really, again, he's forced his way back into this game. He's now only at a 11 virus differential.
Wow. Fighting against that RNG.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you anything, Don is going to be waiting for this, for a double blue to hopefully show up so he can drop those yellows into where they need to be. It looks like he has plenty of different things to do, and there it is. That's what he was looking for.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he's going to sandwich the blues in to get the 2 blues at the same time in his column 7. Looks like he's not going to do that. Going to elect to clear the bottom one horizontally and then that one vertically, which is still a good play.
Oh, wow.
I wondered if he might go for the D-sandwich there. He does not. He goes ahead and clears
board.
the yellows. Oh, look at all that blue for Bidwell, though, as Dawn out at a 636.
Congratulations, Dawn, for winning the second match as well. But Bidwell, man, this is a blue story for sure. And we are all sad at what the doctor was providing to you.
Yeah, this is one of those things. That's the woes of this game that we play called Dr. Mario. Sometimes you're just gonna get those those bad seeds, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's been the story here for Chris Bidwell tonight. But hey, a great testament to his play out at a 7-10. Dawnvenure goes on tomorrow to advance to round 2, and Chris Bidwell showing off the combo plushie. We love to see that. I'm sure there's going to be more info on that very soon. But we will be taking a quick break, and we'll come at you with our next match of Ibar versus Sarasparkle. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. This is the Dr. Mario Championship. And welcome back to the September 2023 Dr. Mario Monthly Championship. My name is John Dat Flindo. Joining me in the booth, we have none other than Savage Octagon, who we saw take down Dars a little bit earlier in the stream. Sav, how you doing?
Well, of course I feel fantastic. I mean, that rivalry with Dars, he inspires me to play better, and so that was just so much fun, and I guess I'll see him next month too, probably. But John, I am so excited. We were just talking in the booth that it is rare that we get to see two players who have been around for so long facing each other for the very first time. Ibar's been around since 2021. Sari's been around since 2020, almost since the beginning, and yet these two have never played each other. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see. And you know, the thing about Sarah, it's good to have her back after her long hiatus being out from injury. And I was afraid for her when her qualifier started, and she came in, got a 1739, just a testament to how good she is. As we're off into our first game here, two pretty similar boards. I'm liking Ibar's a little bit better, though. Sarah's got these blues at the top that are just kind of hanging out. Could potentially cause her some drop time, Savage.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sarah's board is not particularly diverse at the top. I'm not sure if she's going to try to build up to those blues for a T, but because she's got all that stuff building up in column 4, not quite sure what the play is there. And that's giving Ibar a little bit of a chance to move forward. However, if you just notice, there's going to be a lot of drop time on his board unless he's building up those platforms because the sides are pretty high.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of those level 6s on both sides where we're gonna see some creativity, trying to avoid the drop time as best as possible. As Ibar does take a little bit there, his board is just way split right now, and I hate to see it for him. We might see Sarah maybe work up some platforms to clear out these blues horizontally. I don't know if that's the play, but we'll just have to see what she decides to do. She does decide to clear them out vertically, and I think that's the right decision.
I think so too. And yeah, you see her, she's going to have this drop horizontal. And if she gets the blues, which she does, she's going to be out at a 137. And honestly, beautiful drop combo from Ibar too. He's shaking his head, but I thought he was going to have this one based on the formations.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we get into our level 7, two very vertical looking boards, Ibar is going to run into a situation very quickly where he's going to have a split board. You see his column 4 is completely empty. His column 5 only has 2 viruses in it. Again, it's going to be a situation where he's going to have to be really creative in order to try and avoid some of this drop time, Savage.
Yeah, for sure. And on Sarah's side, she did have to take some drop time down the right-hand side of the board. But if you notice, the blues have fallen so that maybe she still has that horizontal opportunity. And she's proven that even though she's been out of the game for a while, she's still got the vision, still got the skill. So it's 8-10, super close game. Looks like Ibar is setting up for a horizontal here, but he's got to be very careful about it on the bottom, because if that red piece from column 5 falls, then he's going to block off that blue.
Yeah, and Sarah's just been making play after play after play. She had a really nifty little fat log down at the bottom of her board as she gets out at a 259. Right on pace for that around 6 time average. I don't want a commentator cursor, but that's
Yeah. And Ibar had a great all blue lightning bolt. He manages to get that horizontal cleaned out at the bottom. So he's out at about a 317. But women of Dr. Mario. So stoked for this.
yeah. Looking at these level 8s, Sarah's is really interesting to see with all this red that she's had at the top. Oh, but look at that cross clear. Really nice play there by Sarah. As we look over at Ibar's side, honestly, I really don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, Ibar's having to improvise a little bit. You see that red piece of garbage on column 2. It's because stuff wasn't really falling in the correct order that he wanted. And now he's got it a little more under control because you see columns 1 and 2, that red garbage on top doesn't really matter. If he's able to tuck 2 red yellows in between, he'll have it just fine. But of course, those red yellows are coming when that side isn't open. So it was very smart of him to tackle that right-hand side as he's waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love for Ibar to be able to clear out that red in his column 3 and get a little easier access to wedge some red yellows in underneath in columns 1 and 2. Just like he does there. Looking at Sarah's side, almost said Savage's side. Sarah is she's doing some really nice plays here, but she's a little bit hamstrung by these blues at the top of her board. She does open up the access to that red and a really nice horizontal double blue. There you go,
Let's
Sarah.
Go.
She's just going to need a few more blues, but Ibar just needing 3 more reds. He's come back.
Far more likely. Oh, and he mistucked one. You saw him raise those eyebrows. Pretty. But he's got it out at a 505. Sarah out at a 507. We might, this is a 2-second game. Very, very exciting. And Sarah instantly going for the nice short stack there, just the triple vertical combo. And so clearing out nicely. Now, Ibar's got a bit of a situation. Take a look, folks, at his columns 1, 2, 5. Or sorry, gosh. 6, 7, 8. Like, no, just no. Okay.
Yeah, but over on Sarah's side, she's battling a pretty yellow heavy top line herself. So really, this one's just going to come down to the RNG to determine who's going to break through that top barrier first. And looking now at Ibar's board again, he's only got 2 yellows remaining out of the 21 that he has. So this is going to be really rough for him if Mario doesn't start giving him some more blues. He does have a little red-blue rush going on, which I believe is followed by a double red. Oh, maybe not. A yellow-blue. Okay.
You know what, John? Interestingly enough, the blitzes sort of go in alphabetical order. If you have like a BR blitz, it's followed by a BY, and actually all the blitzes are just like that.
Yeah.
Boom.
Fun facts from Savage Octagon.
Deep thoughts. Yeah, back to this. We've got 9 to 13. That double blue is exactly what Ibar needs at the top. Sarah working on a horizontal at the very bottom. This column 8 is a little bit tough because it means she's going to have to take drop time, and that's going to slow her down, whereas Ibar building those platforms up, and this double blue, exactly what he needs. Wow, he needs 2 more blues, and he'll be out.
Yeah, but Sarah is also pretty well set up. She's going to be able to get this yellow horizontally. Ibar gets the blue out of a 703. And if Sarah had just had that platform built up a little sooner, it might have been a lot closer. Out at a 709, 710. Ibar takes the first game. What a game that was. Holy cow. I can't take it.
I know, that was definitely worth my build up. I mean, maybe chat can hear. I'm just popping off. Like, I'm very, very excited for this match. Sarah saying, oh, good, the dumb mistake didn't make the difference. Yeah. I wouldn't call it a dumb mistake, but...
Maybe a deef.
Misprioritization, maybe, but nah. All right. You know what we haven't seen yet, John?
A decider.
We haven't. So, chat, I think let's try to like gin up some excitement for that.
Let's go as we have our readies and our 3, 2, 1 pills.
Pills.
We were too busy gabbing the first game. We didn't get to do that.
I know. I was really excited. Ooh, look at this great opening combo from Ibar. Vertical into horizontal. That's some great vision there. Now he did drop that double yellow down on top of column 4. Able to clean it up though, so not too bad. But he's gonna have to do some elaborate plans if he wants that garbage in column 3 to fall nicely. That would require a horizontal yellow, and the formation's a little bit tough for that, so he's gonna clean out that garbage.
Yeah, meanwhile, over on Sarah's side, she's been making some really nice tucks, some really nice plays. She's already down to just 11 viruses. She's setting up here for a horizontal down with the yellow in her column 3 there at the bottom. She's probably going to get it. She is waiting as long as she needs to. Finally gets it, and it drops down the reds to clear out underneath. She's just making some really great plays here. Down to 7, Ibar down to 8, but with a really nice horizontal combo, cuts that in half to 4, now 3. And he's getting the RNG that he needs. He's just going to be needing a couple more reds. Sarah just needing some blue and some yellow.
Yeah, and it's tough though. Like you saw that underclear would have been really great to have, but because those reds were coming and the stacks around were red, she couldn't really get it going. She's out at a 129.
Wondering if Sarah's going to try to get some of this blues horizontally at the top of her board. Oh, and she's going to get it with a double blue. Wow.
Let's go. Yeah, Ibar also working on a horizontal blue. Very nice on the right-hand side, taking it out. Yeah, look at him. He's even got another double blue set up. I mean, in terms of Ibar's RNG, like, he is not troubled by the lack of blue. This hasn't really happened in a bit. So good luck, Ibar. Fortune's smiling on you.
Oh, a big overtuck from Sarah. That's going to be huge for her to get through. She does have it's not very likely. She could clear out the yellow horizontally and drop the garbage down onto the blue, but it's going to be a pretty tall order for her.
Yeah, she is trying to play around it, however, and that's a strength of Sarah's. She is able to sort of go, well, I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm going to work around it. Now she's just got a lot of yellow to deal with, and unfortunately, the garbage that is on top of that blue is yellow, but she's going to try to ignore it. Notice she's already setting up a horizontal.
Yeah, and over on Ibar's side, takes a little bit of a drop time there, but gets the clear. He's a little bit hamstrung by this red, but he's going to be able to possibly horizontal that red out and drop the garbage down. He does elect to do so, leaves him with a little bit of garbage there on the top of that blue. A little surprised that he didn't use that double red to clear that out. He might be setting up for a really big fat log here as Sarah out of her level 8 first.
Dang, that was a double horizontal for Ibar, but not stacked on top of each other. Very nice foresight. But yeah, Sarah was able to get out of danger there. And she's working on this horizontal here, although the blue yellow does have some garbage. She clears it out at the top. She's going to need a bunch of blue. So, let's hope that she gets the same situation that Ibar has been blessed with. But Ibar already off to a good start in his level 8, 27 viruses to Sarah's 30.
Yeah, and both boards are kind of heavy on the top line. I like Ibar's a little bit better at this point. It's just a little bit more diverse than Sarah's is. She has that one red virus exposed towards the top. Hey, created a new word here, folks.
Yeah. Vocabulary lessons with John Datflindo. Look at the stacks that Ibar is making. If he drops this yellow down, giant horizontal into 2 verticals. Very nicely done. Wow. He's really turning up the heat.
Yeah, Ibar's just been on fire lately. He was racing me in my stream yesterday and putting up sub 5 after sub 5. I was like, dang, Ibar, let's go.
Whoa, a sub 5?
Or sorry, sub 6.
Yeah.
He has done a sub 5 though, so he claims
Has
anyway.
he really?
He claims to have, yes.
Mm. All right. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. But I'd say that from anyone. So,
Well, he's gonna
yeah.
be sub 5 out of here at level 8.
Yeah, very nicely done. Sarah doing the tuck in between the reds. Very efficient there, but she does have a double red blitz. She cannot take that red out in row 1 right now horizontally because that would mess up her blue situation. So, wow, she could have built another blue horizontal right off of that. She did not take that opportunity, but that's okay. She's got it anyway. Takes a bunch of drop time, but with that combo, excellent. She's out at a 526.
Yeah, so it's gonna be tough for her to get back into this one. The virus differential is about 11 at the moment, but looking at Ibar's board, he has just got a heck of a lot of red and a heck of a lot of blue at the top of his board. And not only that, but his entire board is just kind of sloped from top right or top left to bottom right. And it's one of those things that if you're not getting the right colors, it's going to be really tough for him to get through. Oh, and he just goes ahead and tops out.
Wow. Yeah. And the thing is that is totally okay to do. He does have to start exactly from the beginning of level 9. And that gives Sarah a 17 virus lead here. And she's making good work of this level 9 anyway. She had already closed up that gap considerably. But not quite sure how that center of the board is going to work, John.
Yeah, she's got a lot of blue and a lot of red, and it's starting to look a little bit split, to be honest here, Savage. And she's getting some yellow to work with. Unfortunately, that's about all she's getting. She finally gets a red-blue here and a double red. Oh, that's going to be really nice for her, but it just further opens up the split that she's had. We'll see if Ibar's top out strat is going to pay off. It just kind of depends on the RNG that Sarah's getting right now. If she can get, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blues, now down to 5 out of the 8 viruses remaining.
Yeah, but notice she's making that plan in columns 1 and 2. She knew that that was okay to drop the garbage on top of column 2 in that way because of that nice combo that she's just made. Now, that column 8 is troubling, and there's only a 6 virus gap in spite of the top out. So luckily for Sarah, she's got a lot to clear out of that column 8, and she's free and clear. She just needs a bunch of blue. So let's give her some Ibar luck.
Oh, I think Ibar wanted to put that vertically. That's going to be a big mistake for him. Oh, how's this going to end? Ibar gets the reds out of 748, and oh man.
Are you kidding
752
me?
for Sarah Sparkle. Wow.
Okay.
And Ibar can't believe it. He can't believe it. Wow. What a game. Ibar moves on tomorrow.
Okay.
Holy
wow.
cow.
GG's to both players. I mean, that was you hear me. Wow. So Ibar is going to go on to face the winner of our very next match. That is Floyd 1977 and our 15th seed and beloved restreamer Theeedave. So GG's to both Ibar and Sarah. Stick around. We'll be back. This is the DrMC. Welcome back, everyone, to the DrMC. Of course, Savage Octagon, and now I'm joined in the booth by JB Henry. JB, welcome back.
Where? I don't see him. Where is he? Oh, hi.
How'd you like that last match?
Top out strats?
I know, sometimes they work. But hey, okay, Floyd and Theeedave, also a pair that have not met very frequently despite their long history in the brackets. And actually, Theeedave has a 1-0 lead on Floyd in their meetings. This is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, and 2 and 15. Floyd is a fantastically good player, and he's definitely been on a romp here in 2023. But as we see, Theeedave wears many hats. Not only as a player, but as our restreamer. This little joke on his picture. Teehee. I'll be here all week. But and the chat, I'm so scared of the chat. They have the emote of me with sunglasses on, and I look awful. But what won't be awful is this match here between our 2 seed and our 15 seed. Floyd looking to make a mark in this penultimate tournament before we go into the championship. I am ready for this. I hope you're ready for this.
I
Uh, for,
am.
46 of you, and it's been a while since you and I have done this, so I'm excited about that. So we got the 3-2-1 pills. Let's roll.
And congratulations to both players this month. Both of them set qualifying PBs. And for those of you who are just joining us, join our Discord and next month announce that you're going to put in a qualifier, play for 30 minutes, and try to go as far as you can in the game. And yeah, go ahead.
And even if you're new, you're not eligible for the end of your tournament, but still come in, make your mark. It's honestly with that pressure off, it's the best time to come in and qualify and try to make a name for yourself and get that momentum going. In fact, our own Savage Octagon came in at the end of, I believe, the 2020 season and really made her mark. And now look where she is. One of our best commentators and one of our best players. And we're looking at two other of our best players here as Floyd's about to drop a nice combo. Gonna get a double color clear there as well. Really like Floyd's board.
That lightning bolt, outstanding. Yeah, he's just really cleaned this up. At first, my first comment about Floyd was going to be, yikes, I don't like how high up this board is, but he really chopped it down very efficiently. So he is going to need some blue. We're going to want to see some I-bar luck there. He gets a miniature hot dog blitz. That's what we call that, all that red, yellow. He just needs 3 more blues and he'll be out. But Dave, hot on his heels. Dave would love to be able to create a horizontal with those reds and the blue. Doesn't quite make it. Now just needs to clean out the blues. But Floyd already into his level 7.
Yeah, Dave had an extremely tough setup to try to get that horizontal and really was trying to make it work, but the RNG wasn't cooperating. And looks like it's cooperating a little less here, but Dave out at an unknown time. But it is level 7 for both these players. It looks like it's 12 viruses between these two players. And Savage, I like Dave's board, even though there's just a huge divide in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, look at all those doubles that are going on up there. It's going to mean that he's going to be able to clear out that top line pretty evenly. I love to talk about that as a strategy just to keep things as flat as possible on top. It goes with my play style, and I think it works for a lot of people. And notice Dave managing to make that work. Beautiful horizontal there. That is going to minimize drop time as well.
And Dave's board, while it is split, he has great opportunities. The benefit of having that divide in the center of your board is it gives you plenty of opportunities for horizontals. We're going to see one right across the board. Excellently done there by Dave. He's got 13 to go. Floyd's got 3 to go, and Floyd looks like he's going to be aiming for 1 horizontal, 1 vertical to clear this out.
Yeah, and that's exactly the smart play. If he'd gone for horizontal first, it would have wrecked his timing there on that vertical. And you notice him taking a sip of Dr. Mario juice, ready to go. But Dave there has a nice combo opportunity on the right-hand side, takes out a horizontal here. And yeah, the pills are coming for this to be very clean. Let's end that blitz. There we go.
And I like that play for Dave. He is going for the double vertical, it looks like. But if he went for that yellow first, he could have had the horizontal open for blue. But he is out right around, we'll say, 3:14 Floyd time here, as it is very close between these two players. While it is half a board, we've seen Dave go on some surges. And as we've seen, no lead is safe.
Yeah, and Floyd doing an outstanding job here in this level 8. He is clearing out. I'd love to see a double red for him. He gets it, but blocks off that horizontal opportunity there. That's all right. He still gets that combo with the red-blue. So this is looking outstanding for him. Just 8 viruses left to go. His column 8, a little bit stacked. He's going to have to take some drop time there, probably with the reds, but looking very clean.
I'm liking Dave's board, although it does look a little stacked on that left side. He can make some drop downs and get things to a manageable situation. And also, he's got opportunities for doubles on yellows, both horizontally and vertically, that he could easily take. And he made some really great decisions on the right side of the board while he was stacking things underneath, got a double red and also a double blue. And we're seeing here getting both of those horizontals. This is a really well-played endgame for Dave, a great opportunity for him to catch up.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is ecstatic ecstatic play from Dave, exciting play from Dave. And look how clean that is. Not a lot of pill halves left over at the end. And you see he's going to have a lot of yellow garbage at the end, but that just means he played really efficiently. Floyd into his level 9. There is a lot of blue happening on this board. I know he'd love to be able to take a bunch of that out horizontally, but get some really nice combos there. Low drop time. He's in this 15 viruses ahead of Dave.
And Dave's off to a great start here on his 9 as well. He's forced to be playing red as kind of a secondary strat here. He's not really able to make any clears with red. He's just blocked red and blue, especially in the center of that board, which can be tough. But it looks like he is starting to open up access to red. But a very tough start here on 9 for Dave.
Yeah, and a good start on 9 for Floyd there. He did get a really nicely timed set of blues. Now he needs a lot of red yellow to keep his plans going. He has a nice horizontal there, and I'm really hoping he manages to get a fat log, offset fat log going with the blue yellows at the bottom of the board. Oh, he's
It's
gonna get
looking
it.
like, and he's going to get it, and well done there by Floyd. He's going to have an excellent time here too. This is looking like sub 6 territory, Savage. Just needing those 3 yellows. There's one.
Oh, did you jinx him?
I would never.
Okay.
See, look, he's 549. He's
Wow.
got that. Great time there by Floyd, and just 5 seconds off his PB of a 544. Excellently done. A lot of sub 6s here in round 1.
Yeah, but I think Dave's play was outstanding. He PB'd obviously, as I said, this month in qualifiers, and there's so much of that round that Dave did that was clean, efficient, lots of horizontals. He's looking great.
And it's insane to think that just 2 years ago hitting a 17 in a qualifier would guarantee you a 2 seed like Floyd has, but now it's if you a 17, you're seed 15, seed 16. It's amazing the level of improvement we've seen just over these 3 years. Like these players are phenomenal.
Yeah, it makes me wonder like when I'm gonna have to hang up this keyboard,
And
and Dave's
some players
timer
with,
is back.
keyboard. Welcome back, Dave's timer. We missed you so much. Yeah, it's getting to that point where we're going to see regular 19s, and maybe even down the road we're going to see people into that 20 territory, and it's just wild to think about, because when we see people in that 20 territory, we're seeing world records getting shattered. But off we go here, 3, 2, 1 pills. Dave off to a quick start here, and Floyd now off and running too. Both these boards a little bit scattered. I think it favors Floyd just a little bit here. He's got things stacked neatly on that left side. You really want to see viruses stacked no more than a row apart, and even 0 rows apart or columns apart. And we're really seeing that on Floyd's side. Meanwhile, it is tied up, Savage, 21 apiece.
Yeah, and Dave had a really good opening board. There were lots of good opportunities for horizontal. Now what his game needs to be is he needs to figure out how to use red in the most efficient way, because red is blocking all of the rest of the board. Notice nice combo to take it out. A red blitz coming. You're welcome, Dave, best friend. Yeah, this is going to take out a lot of stuff, and he's going to want to avoid drop time now with it, and he does that pretty well. And yeah, things coming down well for Dave. It's a very close game right now.
And it's so very rare to see that red blitz be useful, and we definitely saw a masterclass in it there. Meanwhile, Floyd down to 9 viruses, and he's playing a really nice board, drilling down for a double combo, and he's going to tuck in, set up for a vertical red, and clear out some red garbage as well. Doesn't really open any opportunities. He is a little bit handcuffed as he's surrounded on that blue virus in row 1. Maybe potentially going for a horizontal clear to get the garbage and reset. We'll see if he does that, and that's exactly what he does.
Very nicely done. He's added a 124. Dave added a 131. Remember, Dave did get started first, but on our screens, they have the same exact look. Very, very exciting.
Yeah, and as Ibar mentioned, Dave hasn't moved a muscle on his camera, but Floyd Floyd, Floyd plays very much of a poker face. Just kind of plays stoic and focused, and it's benefited him well over the years, and we're seeing it here. He is that double blue by Dave. I might have tucked in to clear the blue horizontally up in row 6, but looks like he's got a good game plan here. 21 viruses and again very very close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that with all of that blue in column 7, it was a fine move to ignore that and look at that platform that Dave set up to go horizontally with those blues. Now we just need to get that red game going, and it shows up. But these two are tied on the screen. Very, very exciting. Floyd's going to get a beautiful combo there, and followed by another one with 0 drop time. So he's pulled ahead and looking very, very strong there, opening up that left-hand side. Very nice.
And Dave makes a very wise choice, I think, going for the tuck clear, eliminating that opportunity for drop time. That's the whole thing you want to do in these lower levels is just try to eliminate opportunities for drop time. You may be thinking that blue garbage isn't helpful as we see a red bolt and Floyd out at a sub 3, but as you see here, Savage, he clears it out, the blue garbage, gets a clear out of it. Really had options. He could have also tried to go horizontally and opened up everything on that bottom row.
Yeah, and the thing is that now that everything's showed up, he does take a little drop time on the right-hand side and just got the double blue. But yeah, he definitely had those options. Now, Floyd into his level 8. He's got 22 viruses left to go. Now, the only issue is that he's split column 1 off from the rest of everything, so he's going to have to be careful about his drill plays. And of course, drill is just going straight horizontal or vertical with all of that stuff. But he does have the opportunity to take out these blues horizontally. The double blue comes just a little bit late for that setup, but he gets the opportunity again. Very nice.
Oh, I thought that was a misdrop by Dave, but I think that might have been planned. He did set himself up beautifully. Has options, could go for the blue garbage or take the yellow garbage out. I thought he was in danger of a top out, and it's just been really rough for Dave on this because if you would have looked at that board initially, Savage, it was a speedrunner's delight, a lot of double opportunities everywhere, and he was just handcuffed with bad RNG right from the start.
But yeah, again, he's taking this down quite evenly, but Floyd has really good moves going. It looks like he might be setting up for a T possibility. If he had gotten the double red, it would have been perfect for that. He just needs one more red, and he has a log out, JB. Fat log to end that level.
I hope he remembered his password so we can log back in. Anyways, we're back to bad jokes and level 9 here for Floyd. Meanwhile, Dave is running out of yellows on 8, looking to get out of 8 here. Floyd looking to secure the victory here and close out our Friday evening. He's at 35 viruses, has a good board, a lot of double opportunities. And I've noticed just overall, I seem to see that players like to favor having a lot of viruses in the middle rows of the board.
And that's definitely true because you really want specific things to come when you're trying to clear out the left or right. You have little less space to work with, so you are going to try to clear that out as quickly as possible. And nothing hurts more than having to take a lot of drop time at the end of a level. So let's see, Floyd, 20 viruses ahead right now, according to our screen. Nice diverse board, and he's got some great setup possibilities for the bottom of that board. Look at all the horizontals, JB.
A ton of horizontals, and you really would love to close things out with a lot of reds, especially when they're staggered like that. But he does clear one of those reds vertically. I think that's the play that opens up the opportunities for easier horizontals, and that's what we're seeing here. Floyd might even be setting up for an L here. We'll take a look, and he does just go for the single horizontal, and might have overhung that double red. I think is a mistake there.
I've been really frustrated with the board that Dave has had. Take a look at how many columns have blue on the top, and now you can see by the formation of his board that he's had to chisel around that. Every time he gets red, yellow, he's just gonna stick that around, and so he's gonna have a tough end game. And Floyd out at a 6:18. Excellent times from Floyd.
Punches his ticket to round 2, where he will face, if my bracket is correct, and it usually is, he will be facing Ibar, who pulled out that epic victory over Sarasparkle. It's sweeps all day here Friday evening. But that's going to close us out here. Taking a look at what we have in the bracket, we've locked in Ibar versus Floyd and Packy versus I don't know, somebody. I think it's you, Savage. And, Dawn also ready to go for round 2. We'll be rounding out round 1 to start tomorrow at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. Frank versus Riggs, Watchma versus John Dat Flindo, Adelito versus Betty B. All 3 real good mid-level matchups. And then we complete with round 2. And again, Packy versus Savage, Octagon already locked in. Ibar versus Floyd locked in. And Dawnvenure already locked in. And then we see what happens here as every match becomes critical as we get closer to our championship bracket in December.
Thank you so much, JB. Thank you to all of our commentators. And of course, Ook for putting together that amazing pre-cap, my co-commentator on that swang. As always, our amazing restreamer, Theeedave. And thanks to all of you for watching. Please join us tomorrow at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern as we finish out that bracket. And have a great day until then. As always, take your vitamins.